Have you ever met someone who barely uses social media? They just seem different, don't they? A little calmer, a bit sharper, and more in control of their own life. It's not an accident. Psychology tells us that people who stay off social media actually think differently, in ways most of us never even notice. Let's break down the psychology behind it, and you might see a bit of yourself in this. First, they rely on internal validation. Think about it. Most people check their phones for likes and comments because our brains get a little hit of dopamine from that social approval. It feels good. But people who avoid social media don't depend on this external reward loop. Instead, they build something much stronger: internal validation. This is a sense of self-worth that comes from their own standards, their own achievements, and their own values. Their confidence doesn't rise and fall with every notification. It's stable, rooted in who they are, not what others think of them. They are their own biggest cheerleader, and that's a superpower. Second, they have higher attention control. Social media platforms are engineered to be a constant stream of micro-distractions. That endless scrolling, the quick cuts, the notifications, it all trains your brain to jump from one tiny dopamine hit to the next. It fractures your focus. People who stay off these platforms often show a much stronger ability to concentrate for longer periods. They can get into that deep work state, that flow, much more easily. Their minds aren't constantly fighting for a moment of calm amidst the digital noise. This also translates to better emotional regulation. When your mind isn't being pulled in 1,000 directions, it's easier to process your feelings and respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Third, they value real relationships over digital ones. Psychologists have a term for this: authentic connection orientation. This means they're wired to prefer real, face-to-face conversations. They want the real presence, the real energy of another person, not just a curated highlight reel or a filtered selfie. They're not interested in the performance of connection. They want the real thing. This makes them emotionally sharper because they're constantly practicing reading genuine human signals, body language, tone of voice, subtle facial expressions, not just trying to interpret a text message or a comment. Their relationships often have more depth because they're built on shared experiences in the real world. Fourth, they are less affected by social comparison. Let's be honest. Social media is a comparison machine. Even if you don't mean to, you find yourself quietly comparing your life to others, their looks, their success, their vacations, their perfect-looking families. It's a constant psychological pressure that can chip away at your self-esteem. But people who rarely use social media largely avoid this trap. Their self-image is shaped by their own life, their own journey, and their own goals, not by what everyone else is posting online. This is a huge reason why they often appear more content and stable. They're running their own race, not constantly looking over their shoulder at everyone else. And fifth, they think independently. When you're not constantly bombarded with trending opinions, viral hot takes, and the pressure of groupthink, your brain has the space to become more autonomous. Psychologists call this cognitive independence, the ability to form your own views without being swayed by the endless noise of the internet. These individuals tend to have clearer personal boundaries, a stronger sense of their own identity, and much sharper critical thinking skills. They're not just echoing what's popular. They're figuring out what they truly believe for themselves. In the end, staying off social media doesn't make someone antisocial or out of touch. In many ways, it makes them more self-aware in a world that constantly pushes distraction and conformity. It's It's a conscious choice to cultivate a different kind of life, one with more focus, authenticity, and inner peace. If you resonated with even one of these traits, it says something really powerful about the person you are becoming. It shows you're prioritizing your mental well-being and your own path. If you enjoy diving into psychology like this, exploring why people think, act, and change the way they do, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Your next big breakthrough might be waiting in our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.